Ever sit in a barber's chair and wondered what it really takes for them to be there? I mean, it's not just about being good with clippers. Behind every perfect fade and sharp lineup, there's a whole hidden world of rules and, well, fees. So today, we're going to crack the code on what it actually takes to go pro.
So let's just ask the big question right up front. Beyond the fancy clippers and the raw talent, what is the actual price tag on turning a passion for cutting hair into a legit career? Well, it turns out there's a whole state law that spells it out, and we are going to break it down. Okay, to make this all make sense, let's meet Leo. He's 16, and let me tell you, his fades are legendary in his neighborhood. But for Leo to take his skills from his garage to a real professional barbershop, he has to get past this big-time boss level, a law called Florida's Barbers Act. All right, first up, the barber's bill. These are the first costs for Leo to go pro. Think of this as his entry ticket into the game. So this is step one, the very first hurdle. Before Leo can even dream about getting a license, he's got to prove he knows his stuff by taking an official exam. And according to the law, the state can charge up to $150 just for him to apply and sit for that test. So Leo aces his exam? I mean, of course he does. Next up, he needs the actual license. The state sets the maximum fee for that first license at $100, and that same cap applies to keeping it active with renewals. What if he's late? That's called a delinquent renewal, and the fee cap is still $100. This thing is basically his official badge, the proof that he's a pro. And hey, life happens. What if Leo loses his new license? We've all lost an ID before, right? Well, the law even has a rule for that. Getting a duplicate will cost him at most $25. Not a bad price to get back in business. Okay, let's level up to the shop's bill. This is all about the cost of Leo's big dream. See, Leo's a licensed barber now. Awesome, but he's ambitious. He doesn't just want to work in a shop, he wants to own one. And this next level, it comes with its own set of costs.
And get this, it's not just the people cutting hair who need a license. The physical shop itself needs one too. For Leo to open up Leo's Fades, he'll have to pay a fee of up to $150 to get his shop licensed. And yep, that same cap applies when it's time for renewals.
So we've seen all these fees Leo has to pay. But where does that money actually end up? I mean, it doesn't just disappear. Let's follow the money, because the law is very specific about this. So all the money we've talked about, from Leo's exam, his license, his shop license, all the renewals, even that duplicate license fee, it all gets pulled together from every single barber and barbershop in the state. So what happens to this big pot of cash?
It goes into something with a very official name, the Professional Regulation Trust Fund. The easiest way to think about this is like a dedicated piggy bank, just for the barbering profession. This money is earmarked to run the whole barbering world in Florida. It pays for the board that makes the rules, it funds inspections to keep shops clean, and it generally keeps the whole industry safe and professional.
But what if that piggy bank gets too full? I mean, what if there's more money coming in from fees than is actually needed to regulate the industry? Well, there's a plan for that too. So the state has a pretty clever system. You've got that dedicated fund just for barbers on one side. But if that fund has a surplus, extra cash just sitting there, the law allows the legislature to move that money over to the General Revenue Fund. And that is the state's main checking account. It pays for pretty much everything else, like schools, roads, and all kinds of other public services. So we followed the money from Leo's pocket all the way to the state's main fund. But why? Why does this law matter? It's about way more than just fees. When you boil it all down, these fees aren't just costs. They're really an investment in public health, public safety, and just overall professionalism. The money makes sure the person with the clippers is properly trained and that the shop you're in is safe and clean. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. The law itself says its whole purpose is to protect the public health, safety, and welfare. Every single rule, every single fee, it all traces back to that one core idea. So the next time you get a haircut, you'll know about this invisible system of rules and fees, making sure it's a safe professional experience. Which kind of leaves us with one last thought. What other invisible rules are working behind the scenes to keep your world running smoothly every day? Something to think about.